All right, let's talk point of view.
Point of view is really important because it affects how the audience interacts with the story. So, for example, in The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian, it's written in first person. This means that from the very beginning, we are very invested in Junior, who is the main character, because we feel like we are him, right? We experience the story through his shoes. Third objective is another point of view. This point of view is kind of like a movie theater, or I'm sorry, a movie perspective. So we just stand on the outside and we watch all of the action. We don't know anybody's thoughts. We don't know what's happening. We're just watching everything happen. We're not part of the story. This is good because we can follow a whole bunch of characters if we want. We're not particularly invested in one character, but it does make it harder for audiences to connect to your main character. Third, limited is a different point of view. It's similar to third objective, except for this time it is still watching like it's a movie, but we know the thoughts and the feelings of one character, generally the main character that we follow around, which is good because we get really invested in that one character. But we don't get kind of as big of a picture as we would get if we were like overlooking the whole story like the next kind. This kind of point of view is kind of like our myths. In the myths that you're going to be reading this week, all of them generally use third omniscient, which just kind of means that like God tells the story, which means we know everything. We know all of the characters' thoughts. We know what's going on with all of them. We know what they're feeling. And that kind of lets us know every piece of information that we need to know about a story. But sometimes it can leave us feeling disconnected, like we're not really invested in any single character. And when you read the myths, you're going to see how that's a problem. This is just something to keep in mind also when you're writing your own story, but also keep in mind when we get to our myths that you guys are going to have to write, you're going to have to consider that you're probably going to need to write in third omniscient because Native American myths are generally written in that point of view.